The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Candace, and today is Hump Day.
Yes. It's also Red Ribbon Week at school, and I thought I was going to lose my mind this morning.
I don't know what Red Ribbon Week is.
Being drug free and stuff like that. They teach the kids, that. But Red Ribbon Week is I can't talk this morning.
Rosanna, Dana.
Rosanna, yeah. No, every day is a different day. They dress up or crazy hair or something. So today was neon color day, and Candace spent all morning looking for neon items.
Did you get it all done?
I found one, but I thought I was going to lose my mind.
No.
All you ladies that want to have kids later in life, just know you'll be 48 too, looking for a neon bandana one day.
So I thought they only had dress up day during like homecoming. So it's also other times during the year?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I learned something this morning.
We did find something. It's been all morning, but yeah. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day so far.
Don't forget, there's been a big change from yesterday due to the threat of weather. Now, again, we were blessed, so to speak. We didn't have not one single thunderstorm warning or any warning issued. As it crossed the Bama state line, there was a thunderstorm watch list. There was nothing to it. We were really, really taken care of yesterday. But with that being said, the candy crawl was postponed yesterday due to the fact of the threat of weather. And, well, here we got it this afternoon, 4:30 until 6:30, Downtown Meridian. If you can make it out, it'll be a large time for everybody. Hope you can do that and enjoy yourself.
The kids always love that,
Yeah, that happens this afternoon. Now, we've got a lot of these coming up. I wanted to also mention that Mississippi Highway Patrol is going to be doing theirs on Trick or Treat night. As we pull this up, this is again from Mississippi Highway Patrol. Come on out to the office Monday afternoon.
That's right. It's going to be on Monday, the 31st, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. It's free.
Yeah.
Totally free.
Candy, dig around in a trooper's car. Usually you can't do that.
And you can go there and feel safe.
Yes, you can. Enjoy. And we'll go over some more events like that here in the next little bit to let you know what's going on in the community. And again, if you've got one, we would certainly love to hear from you this morning, and so that we can pass along what your community is doing. I'm sure that there are a lot of whatchamacallits going on. Some more.
It's a busy time of the year, yeah.
Fall festivals. I can never remember that name.
Yes, fall festivals. That's always a good thing that, the kids can go and have fun. And, First Baptist. What is wrong with my speaking?
You can't get it out.
I'm tongue-tied.
I have them.
Yeah, they're going to be having one pretty soon, so.
I say thank you to Sandra Wenham this morning. She sent in a picture all the way from Mexico. As she was getting up, the sun was coming up, and here's her picture this morning. Let's click on that. Isn't that beautiful?
That is beautiful.
If you've got a picture and you're out on vacation, we'd love to hear from you to share on our page. Let everybody else enjoy the view that you have. We had an accident earlier this morning, I-20 eastbound. As you crossed into Alabama, traffic, I started getting around 5 a.m., traffic is backed up. I don't know what's wrong. And as we got to Cuba, Alabama, just past that exit would be an 18-wheeler that burned to the ground.
Oh, my goodness.
So
I hope they got out safe.
And to my knowledge, they did. But it smoked as we saw that car yesterday in our area here in Meridian go down. Happened just like that. We are getting rumor of the Christmas parade out in Collinsville.
That's right.
Okay, it's more than a rumor. There it is.
That'll be exciting, but it's going to be December the 10th. That's on a Saturday at 5:30 p.m.
Yeah, hope you can make it out.
Right.
Do all the Christmas lights. We're going to put a Christmas parade float together.
We do need to do that.
Meridians, I think, will be December the 3rd again. I haven't officially gotten word on that. I did get, just so y'all know, and I haven't studied it as closely, but I did get an email from the city of Meridian late yesterday afternoon about a grace period when it comes to garbage cans. So if you live in the city between now and I think January, they got somebody new picking up trash. After that, it's going to be one that you can leave out there, one bucket. What do you call those things? Garbage cans? It's a grace period in between now and then.
Okay.
So I'll get that posted a little bit later. But if you use more than one garbage can, who's going to be the garbage can counter is what I want to know.
So in the city, I guess I'm not familiar within the city, do they have the garbage cans given to them like we do in the county?
I think so.
Okay. So I guess, maybe some people do have more than one.
Yeah, you confiscate when somebody moves, you run over and grab it real quick and go, get it before somebody else does.
Yeah, or I wonder if they stick like their own extra little one out there by it or something.
Out in the county, you just pile it up any way you can get to the street.
Oh, goodness.
Get you a cage. Everybody sees that.
Garbage cans are not my friend, I will say, as I'm going down the road. I've hit a
lot
couple.
of things that aren't your friend in the roadways.
Oh, gosh. Hush, Scotty Ray. No, seriously, I have taken a side mirror off a couple of times. If they're not put back properly.
Watch those garbage cans.
Yeah.
We had a boo-boo yesterday afternoon. Let's pull this picture up where you can take a look at this. This would be, and I brought this up this morning during the 6:30 show before we came on television. But out by Harry Mary, if you take a right and come to that four-way stop there, 34th Street is right there. And this is what people came up on yesterday afternoon. Look at that.
How in the world did
Single
that happen?
vehicle accident. It was wet is the best I could say, and lost control and flipped. Everyone was okay. He got out. It was all right. It was a little pickup truck. But
I'm glad everybody was okay. I tell you, it was windy yesterday too. You know, when we were in the doctor's office, Alden, it's poured rain. I was like, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was the air, maybe the air conditioner thing going real loud, and then it was rain and wind.
And if you think Meridian got rain, Philadelphia is the one that actually got it, but no warning was ever issued. It cut up in Philadelphia. And if you're watching from there, you know well what I mean. It was rattling some windows up there with all that rain coming down. We have to bring this up. The Clark County Sheriff's Department reached out to us late yesterday afternoon, and we brought about, when you leave home, you just never know what's going to happen. Always have security cameras so you can take pictures of who might come visit your home. They had a burglary of a home on County Road 631 in the Carmichael community. And it's a $10,000 reward being offered now as we pull this up. The four-wheeler and at least, or ATV, and at least 20 guns were taken. Now, we posted a picture of the truck yesterday that was used in the break-in, a cat-eyed Chevrolet, two-wheel drive, extra cab that was seen pulling that trailer. So we do hope the criminals are brought to justice and they are caught.
Yes, we do.
You just don't like people that take things that aren't theirs.
Yeah, a lot of people think that they just it's supposed to be, theirs.
And now,
have to work for it. Yeah.
Between now and the first of the year, y'all be on your extra best behavior because it's going to see an uptick in crimes. Crimes change with the seasons.
Right.
Home burglaries, anything that they can get inside, they're coming after because, well, they want cash.
Yeah.
Something quick to get money.
That's definitely a thing around the holidays too. People know you got Christmas presents out under the tree, and
right.
But we have a birthday this morning, and if we can scroll back up, just one on there. Yeah. Amy Davis wants to wish her mother, Charlotte Edwards, a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, get you one there. Shad White's been busy behind the scenes here in the state of Mississippi as we head over to Marshall County, Mississippi, as they posted yesterday. A grand jury has found them all from the same school. Two different people taking cash. One was for $53,000. The other was for about $8,000. As Shad White posted this yesterday, they've been arrested and have demanded the money back. They will both probably see prison sentences over this. Can't be doing that in the state of Mississippi.
I just don't understand how people think that I guess they do get away with it for a while. But at some point, as my grandmother would say, it's all going to come to a head.
Paper trail. It does. That started in late 20, and they caught them in 21, and it's taken this time to get it all out there. But that office stays busy. Another scam that I brought this up, Flowood Police Department, which a lot of people, when they go to Jackson area, go to Flowood, a little bit safer place than the downtown Jackson area.
Shopping area.
Yeah. They have had a scam to where people are calling businesses and pretending to be police and asking them to step outside to discuss a warrant that they're getting ready to be arrested. And look, we want to be quiet about this. Could you step out back? and then it's not really a police officer. They're either getting robbed, and it's happened in several locations. And I brought it up mainly to say what happens in other portions of the state can happen here too. So if you're at work and you get a strange phone call, and y'all warn the younger generation who hasn't lived the life of experience that the rest of people try to take advantage of people that don't know any better.
Yeah.
So heads up on all of that. If it happens there, it can happen in our little community as well. We also bring this up of how horrible this is. Byram, Mississippi, which is in West Jackson. If you're headed toward Vicksburg on the outskirts of town on the west side, Byram is where that is. We have a 1-year-old child that has been rushed to the hospital in critical condition that fell in a swimming pool at a daycare.
Oh, my goodness.
It's still in the hospital. We do hope we have a great outcome to that. We don't know how it will end, but we certainly hope it is.
Definitely. Goodness. That's scary.
Something like that can happen.
Swimming pools and little kids, that is just a scary thing.
It doesn't go together.
No. It's always good to have a fence around it. I know that's not always the best look, but, the safest thing is the best.
Yeah, everybody will, gates, locks, anything you can do, because children are curious.
Oh, yeah.
They will climb.
And, they don't think about reaching in to get a ball if it fell in the pool
Right.
or something. They don't think about falling in. And it happens.
Children are like curious wives going through your wallet looking for cash that you might not have told her about. Just letting you know.
That's your stash.
What do they
Your
call
personal
that?
stash.
Your something money. I forget what it's called. It's got a name for it.
Play money.
Something like that.
Whatever you wanted to go do, money. Yeah.
Uh-huh. You have to hide it because you won't have it no more. More of the way with Scotty Ray and Candace is we wake you up this Wednesday morning. It is hump day.
Yes, it is.
Supposed to be a camel floating through the studios. I just hadn't found one yet. Y'all, we'll be right back.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
You'll fall in love with all things autumn at Al's Garden & Gift. Come awaken your senses with a bountiful selection of pumpkins in a variety of colors and sizes. Choose a mum and handmade wreath for an entrance. Select a fragrant Tyler candle or glamorous wash to freshen up indoors and the laundry. Savory spices, grilling sauces, gourmet jellies, Mississippi cheese straws, salsas, and Captain Rodney will make tailgating even more fun. Santa's elves are preparing for an exciting shopping season. Christmas open house is Sunday, November 6th. Al's Garden & Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. And boy, what a ways off. We say morning to Mildred Hollingsworth watching from the Maryland area.
That's right.
I hope you're having a wonderful day there. You got a couple of more birthdays that have strolled in.
I want to say happy birthday to Sonia McNair. She is 55 today. And Karina Foster wants to wish, I think she said her granddaughter Savannah, happy 13th birthday. And then we have an anniversary. Happy anniversary to Margot and Andy.
Mm-hmm. Mad Money. And thank you for putting that up there. I couldn't think of that for anything in the world. Mad Money is what it was called. Well, Pocahontas has returned to the news. I don't know if everybody's up on it. And I meant to mention this a couple days ago. Back in the 70s, you remember the name Marlon Brando, huge actor. Well, he won an Academy Award, and he was protesting something. I forget what it was that he was mad about at the time, and I think everybody else has too. But he hired a young lady that he thought was an Indian lady to come up and refuse to take the award because he was protesting. And here's a picture of her at the award show that night. This comes from Daily Mail. I don't know if everybody remembers her or not, but that was the young lady that graced the stage of the awards that night. Well, she's passed away. Her sister speaks out and has a little press conference and goes, she wasn't Indian at all. At all. Our family has nothing to do with that. So her entire life, she lied about who she was and what her origins were. She was no more Indian than I am. She lied her whole life, and boy, that really makes Marlon Brando, bless his heart, he's gone on. He really thought he had hit a home run there. Yeah. The truth finally comes out.
Who's the politician? Who's the lady?
Pocahontas, I said.
But who is the lady that?
What's her face? With the wrinkles. That had the beer.
Yeah. What is her name?
I went blank when you said that.
Normally, I can think of these things right off the bat.
Trump's favorite person in the whole wide world. Pocahontas. I'll think of her.
He called her Pocahontas because she claimed that she was from. She claimed that she was Indian.
Why'd you do that to me?
I don't know. I'll think of.
I almost had it. Almost had it. I was yay close there.
They do.
Yeah, I'll think of her in a minute there. But coming up, there we go. Nancy.
No, it wasn't Nancy.
No. Mm-hmm. I cannot believe that I forgot this.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yep.
Yeah, that's her. So, Liz Warren.
But she lied her entire life about that so she could get free college and different. It's just wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, I hate to break this to everybody, but you know what? We're American. Mm-hmm. Just face the fact.
I have family members who had, Indian blood in them. But
everybody's got a little bit of something. What's his name? If you remember, our own Jeff Bates had a song called "I'm the Rainbow Man" because he's got a little bit of this, he's got a little bit of that. He goes, "I'm the Rainbow Man."
Right.
But at the end of the day, we're all Americans.
That's right.
Point blank, and boy, oh boy. This is big news. New York City. All these folks, y'all remember that. We even talked about it. People getting fired because, they didn't want to get a shot. Mm-hmm. They were chunked out of their jobs and thrown out, and it cost them probably a lot of people their homes and whatnot because they couldn't make their bills. New York City has been ordered to reinstate and hand back to 1,750 employees that were fired their jobs plus their back pay for being fired.
That's wonderful.
I'm sure that they're going to try to, what do you call it when you go back to court and have it overturned? Appeal it? Mm-hmm. They're probably going to try that, but that was the order that was passed down yesterday.
By the Supreme Court.
So, it was wrong.
It is wrong, and I believe that. I think it's still going on, and I believe it's wrong, and I think they should have to do that.
And most,
that's awful.
You even go back to World War I. If your religious beliefs keep you from doing something, that should be respected. Mm-hmm. We might not always agree with what somebody says, but losing your job because you don't want to do that.
And it's like they were talking about it this morning, too. One of the doctors was on this morning on the news, and she was talking about, before the COVID shot, all of the people who went to work anyway, and, first responders, they were there every single day, putting their life on the line. Because this was when a lot of people were passing away from it.
Yeah.
And, they were there. And then to turn around and fire these people just because they would not take the shot, it's just totally wrong. I think it's totally wrong.
And I will never understand this, and maybe it's been changed, but to my knowledge, it has not. Do you remember when they passed the help for people that passed away from COVID to help with funeral costs?
Yes.
They helped to everybody except the guys and gals, the paramedics that were actually on the front line that went to homes and picked them up. They were not included in that.
Why is that? I've never heard that they were not included.
Yeah, they were not. I do not understand that.
That's horrible.
Because they were your first on the scene. I just don't get it there.
I don't get that either. That's awful.
Let's see here. We got somebody, a rogue nurse, that's been arrested. He's charged with murdering 2 patients and attempting to kill another one in North Carolina, giving lethal doses of insulin in the hospital. Why would somebody want to do that? Yeah.
I hope that was. I assume it's on purpose.
But yeah, it was on purpose that he done that. 2 people that he took out. There's a lot of people that have this in their head that they're doing the world a favor, like it's a mercy. They see somebody in pain and they
that's not your job.
No, that's the man up above's job to handle that.
That reminds me of Dr. Kevorkian.
Yeah,
remember that years ago.
Whatever become of him?
I don't know that. Didn't he pass away possibly or something? I'm not sure.
They've got these facilities now in other countries that you can go to, and they do that, and it's not legal in the United States.
I just remember when that was a big thing, and they had it publicized. Really, I want to say it was on TV. It was different things, and
he was drugged in court.
Yeah, and it was people's choice if they wanted to do that. But I still just think
the argument on that, people will go, well, you take your puppy dog to a veterinarian when he gets down and you put him to sleep. What is the difference? Is what people that want, man, you boy, I can't do that. That's awful.
Yeah, I thought at one time I was going to have to do that, and it was an awful feeling, you know.
But it does have to be done. I don't know what to tell you about that. On another note, y'all get ready. This is up 42% this year from last year. What am I talking about? Skittles. There could be a shortage on Halloween night if nobody buying them. It went up 42% from last. That's nearly almost double, half at least.
Starburst.
Yeah. The only thing that hasn't risen since June is Hershey's candy bars. They're still the same price.
I bet, though, they're not the same size.
Shrunk.
I'm serious. Like, everything...
It's kind of like after a wedding cake. Nothing
right.
is ever the same size again.
Just watch, because if you have not noticed it yet, the things that stay the same price, they're not the same size. They've downsized them. Like bleach, even in the grocery store, a thing of bleach, or just, you know, ladies notice all that probably more than guys. But yeah, candy is another one.
And this year,
Chips.
I don't know what the average American spends on candy. And if you live in a subdivision, you probably spend more than elsewhere.
Yeah.
A bunch of hayrides come to you.
I love, though, when they decorate the subdivisions and the kids can go and trick-or-treat. That was always a fun thing.
Yeah. We didn't have that back in school. We didn't know what a subdivision was in Scuba, Mississippi growing up. There was no such thing.
Well, we went around the neighborhood where my grandmother lived over behind the college and trick-or-treated, but we didn't have any of that decorated homes and all that. We just were like, you know, running here and there in the dark.
Oh, man, this has to affect what do you call those blizzard? Is it whatever with ice cream crunched up Butterfinger in it?
Yes, blizzard.
What's it called? The Butterfinger blizzard? I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, Butterfingers are up 7%, so odds are that little tasty thing that puts a lot of weight on you has gone up too. Yeah, I could go for one of those. I really like those things.
Have you ever had homemade ice cream with crushed up Butterfinger in it?
No.
Like Butterfinger
Not
ice cream.
everybody can make homemade ice cream. If you don't do it right, it's bitter.
Yeah.
And so I'm always leery of someone I haven't tried their homemade ice cream.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say you're good at it? I see
I'm
the smile on her face over here.
I haven't made homemade ice cream that much, but I have eaten
Now,
homemade Butterfinger
another
ice cream.
popular thing that people only got to do once every 25 years in the deep South is snow ice cream, where they take the snow and make the ice cream.
See,
you don't get to do that much here.
I'm not doing that.
Why?
I just am not. I don't know.
What's the difference?
Well, they talk about everything going up in the atmosphere, and then we're going to eat
But
the
you
snow
walk out
that's
in
coming
it every
down
day.
from it. I know, but I'm just not going to partake of eating the snow.
And
if it's yellow and you've let your dogs,
you better hope it was a puppy dog.
no, really, seriously, no, I'm not. I don't know. I just don't think that's real safe.
You ever been in a snowball fight? What's the difference?
I have been hit upside the head with a snowball.
See, it's the
by
same
my child
thing here.
out in the yard. Yeah,
And
I'm
we
like, I'm done. I'm going in the house.
And we don't get to do those very often. It's why we all go so wild when we get that chance of snow, maybe getting a snowman that will sit there and be in the sunshine for a day before it totally melts.
Yeah, I know.
It is totally fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jeff Dean says it better hurry up and get here trick or treat because he's found his wife's stash and he's all up in it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Listen, Charlotte says she has a birthday today. She is 61.
Mm-hmm. Happy
We're going to
birthday.
teach Candace how to sing happy birthday to y'all one day.
I can sing happy birthday.
I can't sing in a bucket.
I try to sing. I mean, I like
No,
to
you
sing,
actually
but
done pretty good that day.
I
Britt
don't
was
know.
up here.
I don't know.
Was it
I
Debbie Boone
nervous.
you done? You Light Up My Life? What was that song?
I think I sung a Patsy Cline song.
Yeah. Moody Blue. What?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Did I sing crazy? I don't even know. Yeah, I did okay, I guess, but I don't
No,
know.
there wasn't anything wrong with it there. I brought up a story this morning, and this is just how my head works. When one thing triggers another, but I brought up the story of where the Mississippi River is down. So the relic hunters are out all over the shores of the Mississippi River looking for things, and they found a bunch of Civil War relics, bullets, and they've also found some Civil War belt buckles right around Memphis that have been on the edge of the water from the war. Some of them in good shape, and it made me think of Tom T. Hall. That's how I got to Memphis, and I cannot shake. And Daryl Dodd done such a good version of that. So I can't shake the song out of my head. She'd get mad, and she used to say, "That's how I got to Memphis." Great song. If you listen
neat,
to that,
though. I bet they could find all kind of things.
If you're into relic hunting, now's the time to take that metal detector and go hit the edges of the Mississippi River where you can, where people don't get mad. A lot of people love all that.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, that maybe I did and I just hadn't thought about it. As prices, and I want you to be careful here so nothing happens to you, but as prices rise, people turn to a few things to drown their sorrows. The first thing they do is hit the booze. Oh. That when prices get so high and they're not making enough money, they turn to booze to try to drown their sorrows. Smoking goes up with worries.
Going to the grocery store might make you want to get up to that checkout line.
But if you're trying to quit smoking, this is going to be a bad next few months here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and warn you.
Yeah, I feel for Christmas time coming, with the gift buying. And so I know that's not what Christmas is supposed to be about.
Not.
But we all know that people do have to buy for their children. They want to.
Right.
It's just going to be a stressful time for sure.
Stay away from the booze and go hide the smokes because we don't want you hooked on anything between now and then.
That's right. Did you see Britt's comment?
What did he say?
She's a torch singer. Gosh, Lord.
That's down at the Torch Lounge. She'll be performing tonight.
I might be a lounge singer. I will say I've always been the first one to grab the karaoke microphone.
So which karaoke song do you do the best?
I don't know. I mean, it's so funny because back in the day, if we had karaoke, I always got up there and sung Crazy by Patsy Cline.
But you got to remember now, that is Crazy is a generation. People don't know that anymore.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
They truly do not. It's becoming.
I love Patsy Cline.
A thing of the past. Patsy was a great lady. Loretta starting to fade away, and people not know anything about Mississippi Woman. Mm-hmm. Louisiana Man, Mississippi. Yeah.
Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man.
Yeah, I got it all twisted there. But what a great song.
Yeah, it was a good song.
Stress is out there. Mm-hmm. I agree with you.
Alice Cunningham says they're celebrating their 57th anniversary this week.
Bless you.
Happy anniversary. 57 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, next. Ooh, that reminds me. I got one. I don't know what day of the week it is right now, but I got one coming up on the 3rd. And I think it's 32 years.
All right.
Yeah, 32 of them. And it has flown.
Yeah. Time does fly by. Say time flies by when you're having fun.
That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you do, you wake up one day and you're old going, who is that in the mirror?
I know.
I don't know you.
I know. And do you ever, I was thinking about this the other day, how you think of people a certain age, maybe when they had the most impact on your life or whatever, you always remember them that age. And so when you go back and you see them and they're you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's kind of like watching Andy Griffith or you watch a TV show and you've got them in that. Like that poor guy that's alcoholic and everything else now that come from Friends. What's his name? That's had so many.
Chandler.
Yeah, Chandler.
On Friends.
You think of him looking that way until you see him and you're like, life ain't been good to you.
He's had a tough.
But, all of this stress really plays into your life. If you let the little things worry you, you're going to get more wrinkles, folks.
Yeah.
You'll have heart attacks. You have to greet each day with a smile and do the best that you can.
Yeah. I've started with myself. I've tried to do this because, stressful days will start and then, it can take your whole day over and you're like, ugh, that an awful day. Just try to, say it's going to be a good day. Regardless of what's going on, I'm going to try to make it a good day.
Just get your Don Williams song out and Lord, I hope this day is good.
Yes.
Best way to remember that. More on the way with Scotty Ray and Candace as we begin this Hump Day Wednesday for you. Flying October the 26th. Y'all hang on. We'll be right back. The Neshoba County Co-op, 338 West Main Street in Philadelphia, is ready for deer season. Are you? Come choose from one of the largest hunting boot selections around that fits you. The scent wall is packed with many brands that you trust like Tinks and many more. Tons of deer attractions like Acorn Rage, Persimmon Crushed, or Deer Cocaine. All styles and types of feeders that you may need this year. Maybe it's a deer condo you need or a pop-up blind, hunting clothes, and more. You'll find it all. And remember, all roads lead to the Neshoba County Co-op.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
Well, Maple's One Stop is there for you today because, well, you'll probably need some gas or a candy bar. Or wait a minute, how about a biscuit? They got those rolling out right now if you're visiting the Chevron store or either out in Causeyville. A great place to stop in and get you something. Also, we'll be whooping up some lunchtime here in a while. Great chicken. They'll have out the meal here in just a little while to let you know what you can come by and get. Include your iced tea and all kinds of great things. See them today. That's that menu there. They'll have something good for you. The coffee program continues there. And also a cold drink. Never know when you might need one, or a candy bar just to tide you over to lunchtime. That's right. We're up to, what, $700 million in those little things this week. If you hadn't bought yours, get your lottery ticket. Could be your lucky week. Could be. Yes. Again, 6 locations from Bonita, Pine Spring, Causeyville, out to Last Chance Tobacco there on 493, Broadmoor, and the 31st Avenue Chevron. Visit with them today. You'll find something there. Do you have another birthday or two there?
Laura Todd wants to wish her friend Cindy Clark a happy birthday week. So all week long, she's going to be celebrating her birthday.
Now, you've heard about this next event that happened in history on this date, all the way back to 1881. You think, well, what could have happened in 1881 that would even concern me in 2022? Probably the most talked about event in cowboy history. It was the shootout today that occurred at the OKK Corral. Anybody remember that?
I remember hearing about it.
I put one too many in. It was the OK Corral.
Right.
Wyatt Earp and the gang walked down the street, and it was a shootout.
Yes.
Those little people at Fox News never quit.
It always happens at the right time, though.
They just send it out there.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened here. Second suspect arrested in Marco Rubio. You remember his assistant that was beat up? They've arrested somebody else in that now.
I think he was wearing like a he was supporting a political party by his T-shirt and a hat. And I think it was a DeSantis hat he had on. But
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
What a mess that is there. Yes. Anybody ever watched them? Can you mock the Three Stooges? Or this was actually,
was he on the Three Stooges?
No, he was
he was
Fester.
the guy on the
Addams
Munsters.
Family.
Addams Family.
Jackie Cogan was born on this date back in 1914. You can't help but remember him. Then they've done that remake in 94 of that movie. Somebody else played the part, but he did a pretty good job of looking like him.
Uncle Fester, that was who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy that invented Roger Rabbit was born on this date, 1942. Anybody remember that movie?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I watched it, and I still look at it and go, what was that about?
Yeah. It was kind of odd. Maybe I did watch it, though.
That probably wasn't even worth mentioning. We'll delete that again. That won't come back. I don't think that's good. One of the most beautiful women in the entire world. I mean, she's just got class. When you see her, you think, what a lady. I've seen her once on one Lifetime movie. Outside of that, she was always holding a gun and doing this kind. Can you do that pose like women do?
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah. Anybody remember her? I don't know how old Jacqueline is. Do that arithmetic on that. She's just stunning.
She'd be 76 or 77, I think.
Look at that. Yeah, that'd be about right.
Yeah.
But she is such a beautiful woman. I've always liked her. And she was really she was the only angel that made it through the entire show.
She is beautiful, though.
Charlie took him away from all of that, from the police academy. She was writing tickets. Okay, maybe you didn't watch the opening line like I did as much. 1946, you have to watch him every afternoon. He never goes away because he has plastic surgery, of course, during the off time, so he'll look the same. Pat Sajak.
He kind of looks scared, and surprised all the time now.
Jack, he's something else.
He's been there a long time. A Wheel of Fortune.
Him and Vanna.
She has too, yeah.
But you look at Vanna, and she really doesn't look like the same person. Her surgeries have altered the way she looks.
There's a lot of people that don't look the same, like Renee Zellweger. Do you remember her? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, she married Kenny Chesney for 2 hours.
But she had a really transformation with her plastic surgery. She don't even look the same.
Jamie Lee Curtis swears she's not getting it anymore. Let yourself grow old gracefully.
Yeah.
And we all know that girl, that McGillis lady that was in Top Gun, done that. She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And she said that's why she didn't get the part, but she was okay with it because she was taking care of grandkids and she was a happy woman.
I just wonder, like, I think a little bit of something every now and then. There's some, like, Botox or something people get to get rid of a wrinkle. But when people put all of that stuff in their face all the time, I just wonder when it goes away. I mean, the wrinkles are going to be worse, right? Probably.
I assume.
I don't know. I think that's something you probably have to keep up from now on.
We have to talk to one of those doctors that know a little bit more about that than I do. I almost want to reenact the commercial that I watched for so long when they would refer to her name. If I had a Kleenex, I'd hand it to you. You could wipe your eye. This lady was born on this date. Hillary. And I'm referring to that scene of that lady that was crying when she found out that Hillary didn't win the presidency. Remember that lady that just broke out crying?
The one that dropped to the ground and was going, no.
That was a different one.
Oh, that's a different one. Okay.
She was standing in the audience. It just...
I get them all mixed up.
Hattie McDaniel, does that ring a bell to anybody? She was she won an Academy Award for this. She's just really, really good at what she done.
She played Mammy in Gone with the Wind.
She did. And boy, did she play that part good.
Yeah.
And I always just remember the line, if it ain't fitting, it ain't fitting.
That's right. That's right.
She
was holding on to that bedpost. She was putting that what do you call those? A corset. Yeah. I don't know how they breathed back then. I'm just going to say. I guess that was the Spanx
held it in.
Of the day back then. You know. Yeah, some of them had like a waist. Like, I don't even know where the ribs and everything.
The hourglass look.
Yeah.
1961. This guy's usually plays good parts in movies. Maybe if you're celebrating a birthday, you got one with. Anybody remember Dylan McDermott? He was in a Western that I saw that was really, really good not long ago.
He's a good actor. Now, wasn't he on that show was it called The Practice, or was it a different
Must have missed
one
that
he was on, where he was an attorney?
Yeah, I missed it. It could have been.
Yeah.
It really had that. Like, I've never watched Law and Order ever. I've never seen that. Something about the previews that, I went, it don't interest me. Maybe it was yours, though. Anybody remember watching The Love Boat?
I used to watch it all the time.
I think her name was Julie on there on the show. Lauren Tweez, is that how you pronounce that?
I think so.
Born in 53 on this day. Regular cast member there. She looks absolutely nothing like that. Don't Google it. I'm just telling you, leave well enough alone. Let your memory serve you as what she used to look like.
I always thought she was really pretty, though.
She was.
Yeah, I haven't seen like recent pictures.
You don't want to. I'm just, they're for your own good. Do not, put your phone down. Do not look.
Look, one day he's going to be saying the same thing about me. If you have not seen Candace lately.
I said that last week.
30 years from now, just remember how she used to be.
What was that song, The Way We Used to Be?
The Way We Were.
Yeah, that was it. 1967, this old boy was born, and I remember the first time I saw him, I was standing there and Angie was with me. I said, that boy ain't country. And I could have booked him for a show in Meridian. And I just didn't move on it. And boy, he turned out to be somebody big. Keith Urban. Now, he's not really country. We all know that. We don't know what he is, but I'm going to call him Tattoo Boy from now on. He's got more than...
he's very talented, though. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it just ain't country. It's one of those things that don't try to tell me something that it ain't. 1969, the legend would get married. He'd quit from all his wandering ways. Waylon Jennings would marry Jessie. She's best known for I'm Not Lisa.
Yeah.
Remember that? Maybe not.
I watched her. She's still alive,
Yeah,
and I watched her perform it on a video not long ago.
1984, the TV show Terminator would be released there. He'd later become governor, and you just can't shake that image out of your head no matter what you do. Right. Whitney Houston had the #1 song today back in '85. Anybody remember Saving All My Love for You? That was a big song. Let's see what else happened on this day. Della and a Dog Named, how'd that song go? Hoyt Axton? I can't remember how. Della and a Dealer and a Dog. It'll come to me in a minute. Hoyt Axton passed away at the early age of 61. He made it so big, he even made it to an episode of The Dukes of Hazzard. You're big when you do that.
Didn't he play in other stuff, too?
Yeah, he was an actor also. Yeah. His mama, if I am not mistaken, wrote Jailhouse Rock, if I'm not mistaken. His Mae Axton. His mother was a big songwriter. And I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, the Three Dog Night song. Did he have something to do with writing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog? I
don't know. He
I could be thinking wrong on that. But he did pass away in 99. I didn't find anything else that just really grabbed a lot of attention from 99 to here. I'm sure there's other things, but I just couldn't come up with it there. Della? Yeah. I'm going to think of that in a moment there. A dog named Boo. Me and you and a dog named Boo? I don't know that one.
No. Bill Reinhart was mentioning Jerry Lee Lewis up here. I think.
What's Jerry Lee done lately?
I think he said that he is in, let's see.
Ooh,
he went to visit Jerry Lee Lewis this week at his estate. And he's asking for prayers for him because he's in the hospital and not doing well.
Oh, we hope Jerry Lee gets better.
Yeah.
The killer, so to speak. What a great performer and a Mississippian it is to have him.
Yes.
Do hope he does better. But Jerry Lee is he's getting up in age nowadays. Yeah. And I don't... Boy.
Don't you know that he's probably just as much of a spitfire as he always was?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Pull up to Graceland, demand to see Elvis. That would be Jerry Lee. Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning. The Square Peg Mini Mall is located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia. And they're getting ready for the Christmas season with a large variety of furniture and over 30 vendors to browse through. You can take advantage of the layaway on furniture and not pick it up until Christmas Eve. The inventory is constantly updating and there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Family owned and operated, where they treat you like family. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall located at 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia. Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, we'll travel. We got some more comments coming up. Let's talk about our good folks at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. Got a lot down there today as we get ready for so much as we have another chance of rain in our near future. If you hadn't got that deer season ready, getting it in late in the ground, make sure to swing by. Deer cameras galore, whether you need the SD card or the one that comes to your phone. They've got that in just about any type of scent that you may need. Of course, Tink's 69, get that before it all runs out. Everybody will be wanting that, along with a new blind maybe or a deer feeder. Maybe yours isn't working correctly. Get you a new one. They'll fix you that. They got the latest there. And the gift shop is just loaded with so much right now.
Yes, they're gearing up for Christmas already, y'all. So they got beautiful things.
Those are comfortable. I don't know if you've ever sat in one of those that swing back and forth.
I have.
Like
those
that.
Are nice.
Yeah, get you a big sit-down rocker. You'll enjoy yourself there. Along with anything this fall that is coming as we get ready for Christmas. They got those fall supplies with work boots. Folks that work hard every day. See them, along with corn and supplies for your cattle. They've got it all. The Lauderdale County Farm Supply.
Yes.
Everybody was mentioning the rest of that song that kept coming up was a dog named Jake and a cat named Kalamazoo. And the name of the song has left me. But he did write Joy to the World. Bony Fingers. I had forgotten about Bony Fingers. You know that one? Okay.
I don't.
I just double check. That was a good one too.
Yeah.
And his mama did write it.
And it says Della and the Diller.
That's it.
And a dog named Jake.
Della and the Dealer and a dog named Jake. Hadn't heard it. I forget what the song that he wrote for Roscoe there about the Rolls Royce and the lights on the top of the car when he was on Hee Haw. Not on Hee Haw, but Dukes Hazzard. But it was funny. Had a bunch of them there. Yeah, I appreciate everybody remembering that. You know how it is when it's in your head and you just can't get it out. Well, they had the debate last night with Dr. Oz. It didn't go so well with John Fetterman. Of course, he had a stroke a few months back.
He did have a stroke, and I do not agree with his views. I will say that. I don't agree with his views, but I am compassionate for people. I have compassion for them when they have had a stroke or any kind of a physical thing.
Did you see any of it?
I just saw highlights, and there was many highlights because it was pretty much a disaster, It really was. But I just don't understand, like someone else said, how people can allow him to go out there. And I know he probably wanted to, but, surely there was somebody that would have encouraged him not to, knowing his physical disabilities that he has right now.
I almost think that they look at it as they know that Oz is pulling ahead in the polls, and they thought, well, if he doesn't say anything, he surely will lose. So what have we got to lose? And I think they're finding out now what they had to lose because it got worse.
Yeah, he struggled, to get words out and put words where they really didn't belong, where you couldn't understand what he was trying to say. But I do feel for him. I hate that took place. I really do. I think that it would have been better if it did not take place. But like I said, I don't agree with his views, but I do feel for the man,
as you go back to
or anybody that's had that
debate that Trump had with Biden, Trump made a very horrible mistake of not letting Joe talk. If you remember, every time Joe went to talk, he would cut him off, and he never let, and that hurt Trump more than if he just let Joe do his own damage.
He says that when they ask him about the stroke, and he said that his doctor said that he was fit to be able to serve in a political position. Well, I just don't believe that.
They told Joe that too.
Right. Now is not the time.
No.
When you can't carry on a conversation and you're going to have lots and lots of responsibilities, and I just don't think it's the right time for him. Maybe if he really, gets better later on, maybe possibly, but
politicians is a very demanding job, and you got to think for the people that have elected you.
But that's with any job. I'm not saying that people who've had a stroke, they can't go back and do their work, but if it's not physically possible, I guess is what I'm saying, that maybe. And that's with anything.
Got bad yesterday in New York City as we saw that a man let his troubles overpower him. He jumped from the 12th floor, committed suicide yesterday. A man in his 50s. Certainly hate that. We don't know his past or what drove him to that, but that happens more often than we really know there. Let's see. Let's talk about the safest and the unsafest place. First, let's start with the safest places to live. We never hear this state as wide as the safest place to go to. They don't even make the news. Vermont. Isn't that where Bernie's from?
I don't know exactly where he's from, but yeah.
Mind their own. No one ever moves there. That's why it's safe.
And it's a beautiful place this time of year.
It's all that little northeast corner up there. Crime is very little. Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, Utah, and Hawaii. Hawaii kind of shocks me there. Are the top 5 safest places to live in America.
And a lot of people are going and looking at the leaves changing and all that. If you're wanting to do that, those, first few states might be the best place to go. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about per capita unsafest place. And I really, because you think of Chicago, you would think this should be at the top of the list, but the Deep South gets on this, and Jackson, Mississippi is why Mississippi even makes it into this. Number 1, unsafest, they're saying is Louisiana. Right next door is Jackson, Mississippi, making the list, dragging us into Arkansas is even included in that. Hate to even have to tell you that, but we all know as we look at this, murders are over 100 in Jackson, Mississippi now.
Right. I was looking at a thing in our state, the cities that rank from the highest crime.
Did Meridian make the list?
We were number 4 on that list.
Okay, then.
I think it was Jackson, Biloxi, Laurel, Meridian.
Yeah, Jones County. If you'll notice, I do a lot of talking about Jones County. There's a bunch goes on down in that area there each and every day.
And they go by per
capita,
like 100 people. Yeah.
How much crime happens is how all that's figured out.
Population,
this is sad. We talk about people being attacked. That's why you always see people when they're out walking, they got a stick with them or something. An Amazon worker has been mauled to death by 2 dogs trying to deliver a package. He was found. The sheriff's deputies ended up putting the dogs down. They followed the man was in the yard. They followed the trail back to where they were. They growled at the deputies. They were taken down. They have not identified him due to the fact they have not spoken to the family as of press time with this when we find out this story. Missouri is where that happened. That's awful.
That is horrible.
Watch what you're doing.
If you know you're going to have packages delivered, put the dogs up.
Things couldn't be getting worse for Kanye, or if you want to call him, is it Ye? Is that his new name that he renamed himself?
Yay, I think.
Everybody is jumping off the bandwagon as we look at his documentary that they were making about his life. That's been dropped. Let's move to the next story. Gap has dropped with him. Universal has dropped him. His attorney that he just hired, that was Johnny Depp's, she dropped him after about 3 days. Adidas has announced they have dropped ties with him. And then also we see that Foot Locker is the next that has dropped with him. He had like a $2 billion business going. That is in jeopardy this morning as he sees that his allies have walked away from him.
Well, he was on that interview not long ago talking about how he just stands for what he believes, and they didn't want him speaking out and speaking his mind, and they wanted to silence him. And I guess, taking his money outlets away is the way that they're trying to do it.
And I haven't listened to what it is they said that he said was wrong. I have not listened to this. I can't judge some. I don't want to go into something without knowing exactly what he said, and I don't have that in front of me. But boy, he's catching heat today as the dollars are being pulled from him. Yeah. As we mentioned yesterday, the young lady that's the basketball player that was in Moscow, going to sit there for 9 years. That's still making headlines this morning as we learn more about that. Oh boy.
9 years she gets.
We'll see what happens. This is the next thing that people are doing. TikTok is a very dangerous thing because the younger generations mimic what they see on there. And one of the things that's going around now is taking cars that aren't yours, theft. We've had 2 teenagers die in the next incident, 14 and 19, where they stole a car and wrecked it and were killed. That's not the first time we've seen that.
Crazy.
I don't understand why people do that.
They should do away with those challenge things. I mean, I think that influences a lot of people. I mean, some people have enough sense that go, they say, I'm not doing that. That's dangerous. Or I'm not doing that. It could cause so-and-so. But some people don't. Some people just go with the flow.
When your wife challenges you to a diet, just don't do it because you get in an ill mood. You don't get enough nourishment. And you're snappy and cranky, and then you go to town.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful with that. Stuff will do that to you. And especially people that you just need to, if you decide, let's just be honest about this. If you're a smoker and you go, for the new year, I'm going to quit. Hey, just mark off a calendar where you don't have anything to do with people for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because
you're not going to like anybody and they're not going to like you. So
it's really hard to give up a vice of something that you enjoy. Yeah. It is. So be cautious. Think of others when you get ready to do stuff. Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Time to stop spending your entire weekend mowing grass. Step up to a Skag zero-turn lawnmower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Chet's Paint and Body, you'll find them out there in Center Hill. We've talked about them before. You know the name, but ask around. Before you have someone work on your car, have somebody like Chet do it. A handshake, well, they're going to do exactly what they said they would. They'll color match your car, make it look great again. Have it in a timely manner back to you where you don't have to keep borrowing somebody else's car or maybe have a rental. Whatever that is, they want you to get your stuff back as quickly as possible, and they're going to make sure that it's done right. Use quality parts. That's important. See Chet. Let them talk to you about it. Explain how that process works. They'll be glad that you did there. That's Paint Booth there. They do classic cars to along with brand new cars. Whatever it is, if it can be painted, they do it there at Chet's. See them again. They'll help you with that insurance work, file all that for you. 9888 Highway 495. Visit with them today in the Center Hill community. Take your car. They'll be glad to do it. You were telling me while we were on break about something that's a craze now.
Look, in this world where people are identifying as something other than what God made you,
right?
Now we have people identifying as furries, which means
wait a minute.
Animals. Okay.
Like that girl that I watched on that show where she thought she was a horse and she put the bridle in her mouth.
Yeah, she had the bit in her mouth running around. Yeah.
Okay.
But they're identifying, I guess school kids are trying to identify in certain areas of the country as furries. And there was a rumor going around that they were having to supply litter boxes for them.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Or that the kids were taking litter boxes into the bathroom with them.
Is there any truth to that?
There was a superintendent. It was in Statesville schools. I don't know where that's at, but anyway, he says that's totally false. That the litter box myth is a false statement. You know,
folks, if you're watching me and you think that you're a horse
or a cat or a dog,
it ain't true. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but it ain't true.
That's right. Gosh, it's scary how I'm not really surprised. Though,
right.
Nothing really surprises
Some
me
politicians even think they're leaders. That's false, too.
That's right.
Go ahead and lay that out there so they'll know there. Right. Well, we're coming up at the top of the hour here in just a few moments. Don't forget, we've got a great forecast as finally the storm's passed and we get past all of that that has gone through the area. I've misplaced it. I was going to throw up the forecast. I can't get it up in time before we get out. But we've got great weather lined up, 70-degree weather for the rest of the day. Today, 68. Not bad at all.
Nice.
Carry you a jacket with you if you're going to be outside. Probably good to do that.
Yes.
As we do that. We also got a lot of activities. Don't forget Downtown Meridian tonight. The Candy Crawl begins at 4:30 till 6:30.
Right. So get you a good spot right there.
Get the kids. They'll be out doing
nice.
Rain over the weekend, a slight chance of that on Saturday there. We're up to a 60% chance on Saturday is what we've got. So plan around that if you had something to do outside. Most people are looking forward to this as we get a little rain possibly in the forecast.
That's right. And if you haven't sent your fall festival information, if you're having one to us, get it into us, inbox us, and we'll get it posted.
Yeah, it certainly will. Yeah. We got just a few more seconds before we rejoin Fox 30 and they carry on with business today. As always, if you see something, let us know. Follow us on YouTube. Make sure to do that. We got a link there at the top of the page where you can join us, be able to watch us.
Birthdays and anniversaries also. Y'all have a blessed day and a wonderful day. See you back at 8 a.m. in the morning.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.